Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, come on, y'all. T, carry right. Grown woman, don't try. What's up, y'all? Come on. Down, 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 down. Digga, digga, that. Digga, digga, that. Grown man beat. Da 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 da. What's going on? I said, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Are you grown now? Grown man talk. Grown woman walk. Are y'all ready now? About to put it down. We talk about grown men and women today. Sometimes they try to treat you some kind of way, and you sometimes have to step up and say, no, don't treat me like a kid today. And so somebody might try to tell you how to raise your kid, yo, and criticize the way you did the things but you got experience. You can't let them take it away from you today. Everything is gonna be all right, but that's only if you make sure you keep your business tight. Everything is gonna turn out fine for you, yours, me and mine. Sun always shines. That's how we do it. We make sure the shit flows like fluid, and nobody's gonna stop this while it's dropping. Yo, it's more about to be really on and popping. Everybody is coming through. Yo, if you go away, I hope you come back one day to stay. I play the way I play, you play the way you do, and everything is gonna be all right. But because this is our crew. Yo, sorry about the stumble. I don't mumble rap, but I make sure that you do it like the bubble rap. Pop, pop, or pop. Yo, what's going on? Don't stop. Everything is gonna be okay. Nobody call the cops. I'm a grown man. You a grown woman too. Everything is gonna be all right. This is how we do. About to put the guns away. Put the drums away. This is where we stay. All right, we good now. We good? Y'all good? Everything good? Levels is good. Levels is good. Levels is good. It's the Urban Therapy with Sun Show, y'all. It's the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. Yeah, you could criticize my drumming and say, you don't know what he's doing on the drums. I don't care. I do it anyway. My motto is, you don't have to know how to do it. Just do it. You know, on some Nike Air type vibe. How y'all feeling, man? Everybody good? How is everybody feeling all right? I know I'm feeling like a real man should. I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should. Also, today on the Urban Therapy with Sun Show, we are talking about the times when you had to remind them that you are grown. The times when you had to remind them, they had to get reminded that you was grown. When was the last time you had to remind somebody that you was grown? When was the last time somebody tried to young boy you or young girl you? When was the last time somebody tried to lead you when you didn't need to be led? When was the last time somebody tried to teach you how to do something that you already knew how to do? When was the last time somebody tried to critique you for being inexperienced when you've been doing this? When was the last time somebody tried to tell you how to raise your kids? When was the last time somebody tried to tell you what to do with your... Listen, we got to have this talk. We got to take it to another place. Walk the walk. T. Carey, right? Morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples going directly into your sight. Grown woman, don't try me. You say, why me? Don't come through this crib if you ain't tidy. And Rita, what's going on, Rita? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. And what's that? Sub Bob. That's what's up, man. He says, Sub Bob says, I'm just enjoying the vibes. I appreciate that. TK Wright says, this topic is giving me PTSD. Slow down. We just getting started. Out here. Okay. Topic says, those times when you had to remind them that you were grown. Listen, you know, there may be several times in this life when you may have to remind somebody that you're grown. And all of those times, probably, I'm going to go out on a limb and say probably all of the times when you had to remind somebody that you were grown or you had to make that declaration was times when you really resented that they were trying to treat you like you weren't grown in the first place. Now, this ain't about being 18 or 21 or 25 or none of that. This is about your experience. This is about the things that you have done. This is about your education, the things that you have learned, the path that you have taken. This is about your self-exploration, getting to know yourself. And when somebody doesn't feel like you're moving on the pace or at the pace that they want you to move at, they may be trying to advise you in a way that may be a little off-putting. It may be a little resentful. You know, like people overstepping their bounds. Now, we can expect for our parents not to grow us up before it's time for us to grow up. It's kind of hard for your parents to let go of the controlling purse strings that they have had you under since the time that you were born. And of course, that's understandable for a lot of us because they have watched us grow. They have been there. They have seen where you are, and they kind of know where you are and what you can do up until this point. But there may be times when you have hidden certain things of your experience from your parents. So they don't know where you've been. They don't know what some of the things that may have happened to you. They may not be aware of your skills in certain areas that they have not taught you. So let's say when you're younger, I don't know, let's say 20, 21 years old, in college, maybe been working for a few years after high school, whatever. And maybe you're traveling to a place where your parents have never been. We don't always think about this, but if your parents haven't traveled, let's say your parents have never traveled abroad. They've never been to Europe. They've never been to Africa. They've never been to Asia. They may have never been off of this continent. They may have never even been to the West Coast. You understand what I'm saying? They may never have. I mean, a lot of people are afraid to fly. And unfortunately, 2 plane crashes in 1 week probably didn't help that cause. But anyway, a lot of people are afraid to fly. So when people tell them that they are flying to this place and going to this place, they're thinking about it from an extreme cautionary standpoint, and they may not encourage you to go. So anyway, let's say you are traveling outside of the country to a place where your parents have never gone. Maybe they've never even thought about going. And you're telling them, yeah, I'm going to go get my passport because me and my friends, or me and my man, or me and my woman, or we about to go down South America, going over to Europe, going over to Dubai, places your parents have never been. And your parents may try to, invoke the 14th Amendment. The 14th Amendment has nothing to do with this. But they may try to encourage you or discourage you from going. No, you shouldn't go over there. So much stuff is happening over there. I don't know if you're going to be able to make it back. And, with this new same president coming in here, it might be hard for you to get back in the country if you go out of the country. And, it could become a sticky situation where your parents may actually try to forbid you from going. And you like, what? What are you talking about? Now, it may not help that you may be still living under their roof. This is probably an easier situation if you have already moved out, if you have already started to live your life, if you have already started to become an adult, paying your own bills, making your own way, possibly even having your own children, things that have forced you into a responsible situation and has tested your resolve and your strength to a certain degree. It has tested your resolve and your strength to a certain degree. If you living in your mom's basement, if you only work part-time, I just got to keep it a buck. If you only work part-time, like you racking up maybe 24 hours a week at work, you know what I mean? You talk about, we go on vacation in Costa Rica. Matter of fact, we going to go all the way down to Argentina. And you ain't got no relatives or nothing in Argentina. You hear a lot of people talk about they go on vacation in Costa Rica. That's a popular spot. Aruba, that's a popular spot. Now Mexico, Cancun, wherever. Puerto Vallarta, whatever, popular spots. The Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Jamaica, Bahamas, Bermuda, all the popular shit for the United States. You start talking about going to Argentina, like, wait, Argentina? Yeah, let me find out where this shit is on the map. That shit is on the east coast of South America. That shit go all the way down to the North Pole. Like, yeah, we going to Argentina. What for? We want to go see the rainforest. Anyway, you may not have as strong of an argument if you are still living under your parents' roof, talking about you grown. It's hard to be grown. It's hard to declare your adulthood when you still kind of, when your mom still make you breakfast. It ain't that you can't cook. Your mom does, she just likes to cook for you. But it's hard to say that you're grown when when you still kind of dependent on your mom to, so what we having this morning? Oh, waffles again? Yeah, if you're living under your mom's roof, she wash your clothes, she cook your breakfast, and it's soft on the bills. Yeah, you might want to refrain from beating on your chest talk, but I'm grown. Whoa, 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 whoa. But for the rest of us old heads, there may have been plenty of times in your life where somebody tried to minimize your adulthood, and you may have felt some kind of way about it. Jenna Ramirez, Señorita Ramirez. And my brother Ansel Jones is in the house. What's going on, my brother Ansel Jones? What's going on, my brother? How you feeling, man? Good to see me some you. So what are you talking about? Matter of fact, I'm gonna say it in Baltimore. What's up, what's up? What up, yo? What's up, yo? It's good to see me some you. It's good to see me some you. It's good to see me some you. What you about to do? You know what we about to do. All right. No disrespect. Cheryl Halsey, what's going on, ma? What's going on? Good to see y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button. If we don't do nothing, all of a sudden, hit the like button. Please. Please do me that little solid. So, yeah. So, the times in your life when you had to remind them that you was grown. Listen, man, sometimes people will just overstep their bounds. And get you in a place that you don't really want to be. And this can happen a lot if you're an easygoing person, if you're a non-confrontational type of person, if you're the type of person that really doesn't like to argue and would rather give people their own way, as long as they don't go too far, as long as they're not overbearing, as long as they're not disrespectful, as long as what they want or their way is reasonable. Be more accent at work. It took at least 2 years to get that out of my system. Man, why would you want it out of your system? You know what I'm saying? That shit is that's your tag. People been saying that I sound like I'm from New York for years, and I never moved out of Philly. I gotta do something. But I've learned how to, by watching videos, I've learned how to talk Philly again. So I just gotta drag my words out a lot. Like, yo, hey, yo, oh my God, why is you doing that? Come on, man, yo, she got a turkey. So she got a turkey. That's a fat ass, by the way. She got a turkey. Oh shoot, she turked out. Oh shit. Anyway, y'all was drawing. Why is y'all drawing? All I gotta do to reclaim my Philly accent is to just drag out my words for no good reason. So I'm gonna do it for all of y'all names. Cheryl! Oh, Cheryl, what's up? Oh, Carrie! Oh, it was Carrie. Grown woman, don't try me. Oh, shit. Yo! Hey, yo! Jennifer! Oh, it was Jen! Oh, shit, it was Jen! You get it? You see where we at? You see where So don't lose your Be More accent. Don't do that. You know what I mean? Just stamp on that shit. Just grow it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just bring it up to your age frame. You be good. You be good. You know, shoot, if I was you, I'd be like, to you, who for life. Who, you, to for life. Okay, so let's do this. Let's get a poll question. Let's get a poll question popping about this being grown thing. Okay, let's do an easy one. I think it's easy. Let me see. Okay. 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 Here's the poll question. Oh, that's what it is. I'm hearing some strange sound on my table. I'm looking at the phone like, did I dial somebody? It's my ring rocking back and forth. It's making this funny noise. I'm like, well, at 54, at least my hearing is still intact. And for all of the headphones that I've blown out my eardrum with, that's really a blessing. Here's the poll question, y'all. Let me see what y'all think about this. Can you consider yourself to be a full-grown adult if you still live at home and don't pay any bills? Can you run around saying, but I'm grown, but you still live at home with mommy or aunt or dad, and they letting you get on your feet? So they ain't got you paying no bills because you trying to get on your feet. But you might be 30 years old, yo. You might be 30 years old. Even Laverne and Shirley was out of the crib before 30 years old. You know, Vodio Doing and all that. So let me see what y'all think of this question. Oh, damn, I went over about one character. All right, I got to take out a word. All right, I'll do it like this. All right, I had to reword it. Can you be considered to be a full-grown adult if you still live at home and don't pay any bills? Can you be considered to be a full-grown adult if you still live at home and don't pay any bills? Let's start the poll. You know what I mean? Let's see what the poll result. See how the polls go. Because honestly, it seems like an easy question, just a layup. You know what I mean? Throwing up magpies. No, what they call it in baseball? What they call it in baseball when you give them a easy ball to hit? You know? Anyway, anyway, but it's not that easy because you may be in a transitional point in your life. Like maybe your parents always coddled you because maybe you had some problems when you were younger, but you're now growing and you are getting back on your feet. Or maybe you had moved out before and for whatever reason you had to move back in the crib, you know, and you really are getting yourself together. Maybe you really are trying to get on your feet. You really are trying to do better. You really are trying to make something happen out there. It could happen. It could happen. But let's see. Let's see. Let me see. Ansel Jones says, talking with my hands was the other thing I had to work on. I'm going to lose that fight every day because I do the same thing. I'm always, you know, I can dumb it down. Like, I don't do it in job interviews. Like, I really don't. You know, imagine you in a job interview like, well, listen, see, I'm trying to let you know that I'm really the best person for this job. You know, like whoever was here before, whoever vacated this position, they'll never be able to get back in here because what I'm going to give you in the area of productivity and whatever other words that go inside this whole job situation thing. I'm your man. I'm your man. I'm about to. This company gonna be making so much money. It's about to be crazy up in here. So, all right. Anyway, TK Wright said I've had coworkers that are older than me be dismissive just because they're older, and I'm like, I'm in my 50s. I'm in my 50s. I can understand it. Oh, your phone tripping, Cheryl? Let's get right. Let's get right. Ansel Jones says, as long as you showing respect, it would be sad to come home one day with your stuff outside. Well, think about it. I want y'all to think about this hard. Remember, Fred never put Lamont out. Fred Sanford never put Lamont out. He never even talked about it. You remember that. You remember that. All right. TK Wright says, are you but I don't know what you mean. Are you but paying down college loans? Are you busy paying down college? I don't know. Yes, you're grown. Are you building capital while you're home? Yes, you're grown. Okay. Mm-hmm. And she also says, are you taking care of a sick relative? Yes, you're grown. Okay. Now, that's probably not the situation. But those are good variables. But even in those situations, somebody might say, except for the taking care of a sick relative thing, because you might need to be on scene. You might need to be on set when you're taking care of a sick relative. But if you working 24 hours a week and you find a way to buy a big bag of weed every week and you smoking it all day, every day, for the most part, you know what I mean? Let's just say that bag of weed is a big part of your priority list on a weekly basis. And really your belongings consist, like you ain't got no storage locker. You not over there, you store it, you know, with a whole apartment or a house full of stuff. Like basically you are running around here with an Xbox, a 50-inch TV, some clothes, you got some gear, you know what I mean? A couple of pairs of Vans, some Jordans, maybe some New Balance, some sweatpants, 3 or 4 pair, various colors, some jeans, you know, you ain't really got shit. Let's put it that way, you know, and your mom and your dad not making you pay no bills. They might make you do some chores around the house, like you gonna wash these dishes. Yo, you use it, you wash it. You use it, you wash it. That kind of shit. Maybe you take out the trash. Maybe you make sure that the car is washed. Gas in it when you got to use it because maybe you don't have a ride. It's hard to argue that you're grown when you're not really. I don't like to reduce being grown to just paying bills. But one thing bills do is they solidify responsibility and order. Order in the way of consistency. Like if you have revolving accounts and you keep them current, you keeping up with making sure your bills are paid, that is a form of business management. What up, Kieran? That is a form of business management. And it's going to be hard to argue that you are not an adult if you can do that, because there are plenty of adults who live on their own, have children, and they still can't manage their money. If you pay your bills on time and make sure that things aren't overdue and things aren't being turned off, terminated, and all that kind of stuff, yeah, you are handling your business as an adult. And that is an adult thing to do. Definitely. Jen says, if you're single and there is no reason to move out of your parents, just prefer you to stay home. If you're single. Now, there are cultural implications that come along with that. There are cultural implications that go with that. Like, and I'm not sure where your parents, where your peoples are from, Jen, but I know that you're Latino. So I don't know if you're Puerto Rican. I don't know if you're South American. I don't know if you're Mexican. I don't know. I'm not sure of your whereabouts. You could be from Central America. You're Mexican. Okay. So yeah. Now we know that in Mexican culture, a lot of times you do stay home. A lot of times women may stay home. Mexican young women may stay home until they get married. Not all of them, of course, but a lot of them do. So they have strong cultural traditions in Mexico. So yeah. So staying home as a Mexican may be different than staying home as a person from the United States. I hate to say American because I never understood how the United States means American, but South American, Central American, and Canada are not America, and they all have the word American. I don't know. I guess we took that. Elpidio Nunez. What's going on? So yeah, in a situation like that, it might be a little different. Here's the thing. When you are still living with your parents instinctively might try to treat you like you are their child, and you are. But they may try to treat you like you are a child. There's a difference between being someone's child and then being a child. So then if you don't have certain things in order, it might be a better idea to keep your mouth shut. For example, if you don't have a car and you use your parents' car all the time, and I mean all the time, when you need it the most, it's probably not the time to be running around here talking about I'm grown. Or let's say you go out, you take their car to spend the night out. So your parents might need their car in the morning. They need the car in the morning. Let's say you went out, partied, whatever, or went to your man or your woman house or whatever, you know what I mean, to get dug out all crazy, you know what I mean, sexual exploits and all of that. And then you stayed out that night. Your parents are like, well, you live here, but you spent the night out. All parents ain't with all of that. There's some things your parents don't need to know. Such as you've been, getting dug out all night, or you've been hoeing all night. Yeah, I just went over Belinda crib I went over Belinda. Yeah, Belinda. You know, she needed some help. She needed some help hanging a door. I hung a door for her. Took my screw gun. Took my screw gun so I could hang the door for Belinda. That's the way. So you bringing a car back late. You might have brought their car back late. You need your own car at the very least. But if you're going to be borrowing a car, you need to show respect. And you may not be respectful because you over 25 years old. Well, if you over 25 years old, you ought to take some of that weed money that you smoking up all the time and maybe buy yourself a little squatter, a little hoopty, you know what I mean? You need a little short. You need a here to there. You need a here to there vehicle. So, yeah, situations like that. Hold on, I got a better one. And I don't want to stay on this living at your parents' house too long thing, but I mean, I don't want to stay on this I'm living at your parents' house thing too long, but this is a, you know, if you're going to be declaring your independence and your adulthood under your parents' roof, probably ain't the best place to do it. But let's look at it like this. If you don't have a key to the crib, some of y'all know who I'm talking to. If you don't have a key to your crib, to the crib you live in, and you run around here talking about I'm grown, like yo, say like it's possible that you had a drug problem before. You had a drug problem before. TVs was missing, VCRs was missing, microwaves was missing, jewelry was missing, money came up missing. Now, maybe you done got yourself together, you done got clean and all of that kind of shit, but they don't trust you. They don't trust you like that. Now, if you are in a position where older adults who are your parents or other elders cannot trust you, and you running around here talking about, but I'm grown. Well, in the eyes of the law, you are. But culturally, and in the eyes of around the way, you ain't grown enough. You a baby boy. You a baby boy. And Melvin gonna put hands on you. You keep playing around. You keep playing around. TK Wright says, I have my kids, but their own food. I have my kids, but their own food most times. I prefer for my kids to stay home, enjoy life, go to school, travel, bank money, then get married and move out. Okay. Jen says, well, you can. Oh, okay. I have my kids, but they're. Look, TK, you got to get it together. That's what you got to do. You got to get it together because you can't be talking about you grown and you missing words in here. We gonna fix that. We gonna fix that. We gonna get it fixed. 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 We good? We gonna get it fixed. All right. Jen says, well, you can say Chicano. My family was all born here in the U.S. Okay. All right. It doesn't mean, okay, so your parents are probably second or third generation Chicanos. It doesn't mean that they don't still follow the traditions of, born Mexicans, Mexican-born relatives and elders and whatnot. Okay. Ansel says military enlistment is 4 years. You have to make a choice. After that, time is up. Okay. Grown woman don't try me says, how do you always have props that are ready? Gotta say, you've been following this show for years. You know I gotta be ready. Steady. Are you ready? Are you ready? What's going on? All right, Peter. Elpidio says that's only in the US. Other peoples and nation knows together is stronger, like Mexicans. I mean, it's an opinion. It's an opinion. I do believe in strength in numbers, but I also believe in doing what I want to do. And sometimes some people just like space. I wouldn't have been able to make it at my mom's house after a certain age. I couldn't do it. It ain't easy for me now. I need my own shit. You know, I gotta have my own space to talk to myself and do shit that nobody knows about. You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain things I do when I'm alone that don't nobody need to see. You know, like wonder how come, you know, these fingernails are different from one hand. Like does the left hand symbolize my mom's side of the family and the right hand my you know, dumb shit. You know what I mean? To ask myself if I'm using my right hand too much and not enough of my left hand, like because maybe I'm imbalanced. I need space to be able to work that kind of shit out. I can't have somebody in my ear watching the news. Like I you know, I listen. I love my mom to death, but she watched the news too goddamn much, and she be spitting that shit. You know, like, oh, you hear about this and blah 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 blah, and I'm like, I can't watch the news like that all day. I can't watch that. I don't give a fuck about what's going on in the world, all this negativity. Like I'm you know, elders, seniors watch a lot of TV. A lot. I mean a lot. I can't do it. Like I said, I love her to death, but living, well, I'm 54 years old, so there's that. But even when I was 20, like, I need my own shit. I need my own shit. Okay, Elpidio says it's all the families. 20 years, mom and dad take care of you. Then you do the same in return. I mean, you can go over the crib. You ain't gotta live there. You don't have to. But like I said, there are cultural implications that go along with this, and I ain't mad at it. You said honor before my body is pleased. Okay, all right, all right. Yeah, you can definitely call in. Go ahead, call in. Call in, Elpidio. Elpidio. Call in 267-874-1949. 267-874-1949. Yes, you can definitely call in. You can definitely call in. Grown woman, don't try me, says no more of the senior remark. Listen, you are a senior, but you're closer to a sister of mine. Not my mama. My mama will be 84 this year. This shit is real. This shit is real. I don't think you could watch as much TV as she do. You're not old enough yet. You ain't old enough to watch as much TV as she do. Her shit is parked. She parked in front of that TV. But yeah, listen, some people are comfortable with their kids living with them, and some children are comfortable living at home. But the thing is, you cannot say that you are a full-fledged adult when you living at home and you not paying no bills and you not really contributing. You can't really say that. You can try, but you know the judges are going to pretty much shut that down. Like, oh yeah. So here's a really good test of that. This is an easy one too. Can you have company of the opposite sex? Because some parents ain't having that. Some parents ain't having that. Like, you ain't gonna be fucking under this roof. Now, to be fair, there are some parents who can't have no. I know some grown women that can't have no male company. All right, let's do it.
I have a call from
Elpidio. Welcome to the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. What's good? How you feeling, my man?
I'm feeling good. Peace and blessings, big bro. I appreciate what you do. You got a lot of knowledge, I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too. Thanks for the support. So what's on your mind?
I just wanted to chime in a little bit of my 2 cents if it was possible.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, hold on. By the way, there is no censorship. You don't have to watch what you say on this show. You can say it the way you feel it. I just wanted to let you know that.
I appreciate that. But I'm always talking respectful. I don't know if little kids listen, so I gotta lead by example. How like iron sharp as iron, and you like I see the strength in you and your words and your wisdom. It's like it's not one of those things where I watch you and I don't have no respect for persons. It's not like you know a lot of stuff and then you're a master of none. You're a master of a lot of the shit that you talk about, and I appreciate you being fearless to come out with that. But one thing I just wanted to share is that me being a mixed race, my mom being black and my dad being Spanish, it is a culture difference. And one thing I learned from my Spanish family and then me being, black skinned man, my brothers was always taught, I have 8 older brothers. I'm the youngest.
Okay.
They was always taught to stay home with my father. They all moved out when they were 35 and 38 years old. They all saved house money and then moved out when they were ready to. One thing with me being being black, raised with my mom outside the Spanish culture, I see that in the black family, for some reason, it's kind of, I'm not going to say it's forced, but it's like brainwashing to when you do hit 18 to be dependent, when you're not, forget financially stable, when you're not emotionally stable. And I kind of realized with the other cultures, it's like they figure out family is everything. Like the first time I went to the Dominican Republic, I was 5 years old, and I was shocked. I asked my father, why are these kids my age shining shoes? He told me, no, when you're here, you have to work to eat. And I realized with the culture is just different from this country to any and everywhere else in the world. Mm-hmm. We have a lot of freedoms here to be ignorant.
We do. Well, one thing about the United States is that they believe that the way that they do things is the best way to do things, even though they don't all do the things the same way. So, you have to kind of take that with a grain of salt. But let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
Because I don't believe in parents. I've heard a lot of my friends and their parents talking about, as soon as you 18, you getting up out of here. I don't believe in anything like that. You know what I mean? First of all, I don't think that 18 is grown. I don't think that makes you an adult. And I don't think that it's a good idea to make your children have to depend on themselves independently of your assistance just because they just getting out of high school. I mean, they could have flunked a grade and not getting out of high school until they're 19. You know what I'm saying? So you mean tell me they got to get out when they're 18? And I realize that some people are just playing around with it, but I know some people that have actually lived that life, and it's tough. But the other question that I have is, how do you allow your adult children to live under your roof and make sure that they are getting the things that they need to be able to take care of themselves when it is time to take care of themselves? And the reason that I'm asking you that is because I know a lot of parents who have a really hard time cutting the strings because, that the empty nest syndrome. I mean, honestly, a lot of adults, a lot of parents just don't want to be alone. And, and so they'll keep the kids in there under any circumstances in order to basically have some company. So how do you handle that?
The truth is, a lot of people, we suffer from our own problems because we don't have proper order. Iron sharp as iron is something I always keep in the forefront of my mind. Like, I'm prime example with my 8 older brothers. Um, when we're in the home, like right now, my father is on dialysis. If one of the brothers is not doing something correct, it's not that okay. Yeah, we're all brothers, we're his children, but we're all men. It's like you have to hold each other accountable for it. Like when my dad married my mother for citizenship in this country.
Okay.
And the thing is, my father moved on. They didn't have a divorce, but they were separated. Now, I go accordingly. Now, when my father brought his new girlfriend around, I don't allow her to come into my home. I'm sorry, Dad, I love you, but rules are rules and there's regulations. Even when it comes to my brothers, like it's hard. A lot of people don't do what's right and go off the flesh. With my brothers, we living in the household. My brothers sneaking, they're all older than me, sneaking women in, doing things. I'm telling them, no, we're men. If we're not living on our own, we have no right to bring these women in this house. Why are you doing certain things? So the thing is, a lot of people don't hold each other accountable anymore. A lot of parents will make a lot of mothers will make their sons their husbands, and same thing vice versa. Like they're just so desperate they need anybody to stay there. But a lot of people don't have God in their life, and that's the truth. It's order. Just because someone is your father don't mean, I'm not trying to be a holy roly, but the scriptures say, if you want thy days to be long on this earth, honor your mother and father. But it also says, mother and father don't give a reason for your children to dishonor you. A lot of people are not going by the law. Because if you're in the household, there's rules and regulations. If you're going to do something that's going to be negative to not just you as a person, to the whole household, to your own spiritual community that you live, you're supposed to be told right from wrong. And a lot of people just are broken and don't want to heal. So they just keep the cycle going. Like my mom was very abusive to me growing up. But one thing I have to realize why I don't have resentment is because my mother was adopted.
Okay.
She's seen her brothers, and I have on my mother's side 16 uncles and aunts. She's seen them be raped. So the way that my mom dealt with things psychologically was wrong, but I understand it. So it's like you have to just look at things for what they are. A man, from my beliefs, a man is not a man just because we have a penis or this body we in. We're a man because our minds and our nature. From my era, when we seen girls, regardless if they were developed or not, you can tell, like, this is the difference in era. The dudes, the men that were born back in the day, they can see, okay, yeah, she might be overdeveloped. She might look like a woman. That's not a woman, and they won't cross that line. We live in a society now where the man is just so concerned with what feels good. Oh, I want to do what's good. No, do what's right. Mm-hmm. We don't, and I don't mean to babble, but I believe this. We don't hold each other accountable.
Well, when you talk about doing what's right, that's an adult thing.
I'll be honest. I don't mean to interrupt you. I'm working on that. One of my teachers right now is telling me I have to stop interrupting. How can I say? No, yeah, you're right. I can't. No, you're right. You're right.
No, I'm saying when you learn how to, patience is an adult trait. I'm
sorry to interrupt. I believe, honestly, it's not an adult thing because when you're a child, before you learn that you're white, before you learn that you're black, before you learn that you're rich or you're poor, you're unconditionally happy. What's wrong. It's like, this is a prime example. A child sneeze and cover his mouth, or a child up you and see you crying and say, excuse me. But we have grown people who learn of this world and then they switch. So when you're a child, you're a little child before you learn about this plane of existence we know what's right and what's wrong. But when we learn that we're black or we're white or I'm Dominican, you're Puerto Rican, we have a divide and we forget the creator and we just change. Because when the children know better, a child tells the truth. Regardless of who will be hurt or whatever the consequences, the child understands the truth is the truth and they know right from wrong. When we become in this world, we lose ourselves, honestly.
Well,
I believe every human being is born with that innate nature. To do bad, yes, but to also do good. I believe that we were created genetically and spiritually to be good beings, but we choose not to be.
Well, I mean, there's a lot. What you're saying, there's a lot to unpack with that because
Yes, sir.
children aren't born honest. They learn what honesty is. I mean, they have no conception of what honesty is. They have no conception of what patience is. If you never teach a child to tell the truth, they won't. If you never
Now,
teach
this
it,
is the difference.
hold
When
on,
you're a child,
hold
yes,
on. Just
sir,
let me
sorry.
finish. Just
My
let me
apologies.
finish. You good? Just let me finish this.
Yes, sir.
See, children learn from pleasure and pain a lot of times. And the pain doesn't always have to be physical pain, but the pain of not feeling good about themselves, being yelled at, or seeing the look of disappointment and whoever is teaching them their eyes and stuff like that. So those are how children. Those are some of the ways that children start to learn. You know, if a child sees something working for somebody else, they will copy that and they'll do it for themselves. That's why, just like you said, you normally talk respectfully because there are children watching. Well,
We all implement what we respect and what we hold at that pedestal. Yes, we copy. Yes, sir.
So the same thing goes as children. The foundation of how you. Oh shit! He got cut off. What the hell? What the hell? I'm gonna try to call him back. I'm calling back. I'm calling back.
Please leave your message for.
He might be trying to call me back. I don't know. Okay, there we go.
You have a call from.
Oh, PDO.
Yo, sorry, man. I don't know if I cut you off or what, or the call dropped some kind of way. My bad. But
it's okay. But you was explaining to me the children. You was breaking it down.
Yeah. So the foundation of how you teach a child is extremely important. So that's the same way that if you teach a child that they don't have to do anything and they'll still be rewarded, then that child will become entitled. That child will always think that they should get what they want, even if they don't contribute or help out or do anything. The same way as if you teach a child that in order to get anything, they have to do something first. That will stick in their mind. So they will never expect something for nothing. It's even the things that they've already worked for, they will probably be trying to do something more to make sure that it is acknowledged that they have put in that they have done their part and now they deserve whatever is coming. So one of the things that when we talk about being an adult, when we talk about being grown, one of the problems that we may run into in some homes where the adult children are still living at home is if their parents have not taught them life skills, if they haven't taught them how to save money, how to even write a check. Remember back in the day, we had to learn how to write a check and all of that kind of stuff, how to balance the checkbook and our bank account and things like that, how to go and find a job, how to keep a job, the things that you have to do besides just showing up every day that will help you
I can only, sorry to interrupt. I can only speak for myself. Me being the youngest of my 8 brothers, I grew up with my mom, and she was a single parent. My brothers didn't live with me. They lived with my father. And the thing is, I grew up in the project, Section 8, South Jamaica, my whole life. I'm 36 now, for about 32 years. I recently moved. And the thing is, living in Section 8, I never seen a man go to work. It was my mom doing everything, not working, staying home on the system. The thing is, I had the gangbanging around me from being an Edgemere to in Far Rockaway to Fort Greene in Brooklyn to South Jamaica. I had all that my whole life. And the thing is, I didn't have nobody show me how to be a man. But the thing is, I learned my own. I knew what was right. I knew what was wrong. I seen the benefit of my project building. Everybody that was on the corner 10 years ago are either dead or in jail. So I realized that gangbanging was something I couldn't do. I didn't want to do. I realized at 5 years old in Edgemere, I thank God for It desensitized me, but I thank God for it. 5 years old, I walked with my mother and one of the drug dealers in the neighborhood. Come here, little nigga. Now, they buy me, little kids candy. This is how the drug dealers were back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
He talked to me straight. You know what I'm doing out here? I said, no. Because my mom taught me, what you see, you be quiet about. My mom said, no, tell him. I said, yeah, you're selling bad things. I comprehend at 5 years old selling drugs was bad. The guy looked me in the face and pulled up his gun. His way showed me a big ass gun. Said, listen, I have 5 kids your age and I can't read. Stay in school. Selling drugs is not it. I didn't have nobody teach me right from wrong. I seen and I chose that. Like, I'm the youngest. I'm 36 with no children. I made sure that like my purpose was fulfilled. Like, my mother had a stroke. I was engaged. I told the woman, listen, my mother's going to move in. She said, no, I won't be out of here. Then my mom moved in with me.
Yeah, I understand.
So it was like I had to learn like on my own. It's not like the environment can either shape you to be just like, somebody dependent on the government, or it can really teach you what your value is. And it's a sacrifice. You know right from wrong, and it's about sacrifice. A lot of people don't want to.
But the thing is, I think you have to look a little deeper into how you came into the concept of what's right and what's wrong. Yeah, I mean, it sounds to me. It's hold on a second.
Yes, sir.
It sounds like your mom played a really strong role in showing you and making sure that you understood what was good and what was bad, what was right and what was wrong, and that stuck for another person. For another person that maybe didn't care as much as you do, they may have still gone the wrong way because they may have seen it working in a way that they thought was right. Money is a strong motivating factor for a lot of people, and it will make people do things that they know that are wrong or that they've been taught are wrong, because they figured, I don't have to do it for so long. I can just do it to supplement my income or get a little bit of money and get back right. But when we start talking, I want to tell you that most of the things that you're talking about, you're speaking about them from an adult standpoint. You're talking about grown man shit. Now, if you weren't talking grown man shit, you would be up here talking about justifying smoking weed all day, whether or not you take care of your kids, maybe making babies all over the place, as long as you know how a lot of dudes.
And this is the main thing. Like, I'm not taking no credit from my mom. It takes a man to raise a man, but my mom didn't teach me any of this. And this is the honest truth. The thing is, since I was 8, 9 years old, the only thing I had was reading my Bible. And this is the truth where I say it's not my standard that I hold myself to, or any of my brothers where I will correct them. Like with some of my brothers that had abortions. I have one brother now named Wilson that hates me. He won't talk to me. And because I tell him the truth, I said, listen, you're a man. The dog see where his puppies lay. He feeds his puppies every night. You're going to kill your own children in the womb? I'm my brother's keeper. You're a murderer. This is wrong. The thing is, it might sound harsh, but I'm not setting the example. The only thing as an example I've ever seen as a man, it might be funny, is that Bible is Christ. Because when you have the power to do something and choose not to, that's what shows your authority over it. Like, so many men are ruled by the flesh, and what you said with the money, one thing that made me, I can just keep it on me. And I have a YouTube page. I'm a martial artist, and all my stuff is on page. I have, I always say, fuck guns. I'm a big against gun violence. The thing is like the only example as a man I've seen was from that Bible. It's like, even when it's time to go to war, when you know right from wrong, when to speak, when not to speak. That's the only example I've seen. So I've never met a man in my life, honestly.
Wait a minute. Just because you didn't grow up with a father or even some influential uncles or a grandfather or whatever, it doesn't mean that you didn't have father figures or father worthy figures in your life. You said
when I say this, I mean men who don't, well, what they say is what it is. Not the ones who put up the facade and that will go with you to church for 10, 15 years, and then you see they cheating on their wife. Mm-hmm. To help them get their job and help them get houses and help them elevate themselves. That's what I mean. Like, everybody's capable of good, but I haven't met somebody that's decent to have control where, man, you know what? It's 4th of July. I'm not going to drink tonight.
Well,
That shit poison. I have. That's what I'm like. I haven't met somebody who was able to have a couple of drinks and keep their right mind where they're not talking like a fool.
Okay,
I haven't met a man who smoked weed and successful. So it's like I'm not. I'm going off a different. I'm going off a different standard, I believe, and it's. But I haven't met somebody that's straight honest, in my life. I know that they're out there, but I haven't met one. I met a lot of men that were respectable, but it's like you can only take what they say for face value.
Okay.
Because it's not what they do for in the light; it's what they do in the dark will really show that person's personality. And most men are not what they project themselves to be.
Let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm of the belief that manhood can be taught by a lot of different people from a lot of different sources, and sometimes we may not recognize or acknowledge where they came from. But you said that you're a martial art expert, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What about your senseis?
What about them?
What about them? Like, what kind of men were they?
They weren't good men. And I can honestly say this, because it's like they showed me things that they showed me really how to hurt people from a young age. And the thing is, you're not supposed to, me doing the martial arts for about 18 years now, I learned it's certain things you're not supposed to put in the hand of a child. I was 215 pounds solid at 15 years old. There's certain things you're not supposed to show a child, because a child that didn't have a father or no control is gonna use his skills to show his aggression and end up getting shot. Most people in the street are not fist fighting. What they showed me how to do, and me being 15 years old, sparring with Golden Glove champions and getting in competitions and winning, it made me think on the street I was invincible as well.
Yeah, but the thing is, in martial arts, they teach you how to kill, because that's part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But they also teach you.
That's when the discipline comes in.
But wait a minute, but don't they? Wait, hold on. So they didn't teach you any. They didn't teach you how to be patient. They didn't teach you how to be more defensive instead of offensive. They didn't teach you that.
In the physical, yes, but not in the emotional part that goes along with being a martial artist. The thing is, it's like I've been in situations where I didn't hurt people, God forgive me. I've been in situations where I didn't hurt people, not knowing like this person's never going to be the same for the rest of their life. When you know, like, listen, you have to fight and defend yourself. But this is something that you don't do. They like you, with most martial arts, the way you're supposed to teach it, they don't do in this country. I've been to Thailand and I've been there because I learned differently. They don't show you it. They apply it to you. Listen, this is not a game. It's not to look nice. This is life or death. Don't ever act in your emotions, because when you act in your emotions, you're going to get sloppy. You're going to end up hurting yourself. You can break your hand off or killing the opponent. They didn't teach me to do the correct discipline I needed, because these were men who wanted to live through me.
So they just all right, okay. That's a little different than, honestly, anything I've ever heard of before, because it's not that much different than teaching a boxer how to knock somebody out. It's still up to the boxer to know not to just knock people out just because you can. You know what I mean? It's the same way as a person who is teaching somebody how to use a gun. You don't have to shoot people just because you have a gun. It's supposed to be for defense, not offense. But I don't want to stray too far away. From the topic, because we're talking about grown man shit.
But I understand the analogies you're making and stuff, like they didn't teach you other parts that come with it. I understand exactly what you're saying.
Okay. So, but all of that stuff is being part of an adult. So we're talking about the times when somebody has tried to pretty much take your adulthood away from you. They have tried to declare you or undermine you as somebody who is inexperienced or is too young or can't control themselves, when that may not be the case for you. Have you ever been in a situation where somebody tried to act like you didn't know what you knew, or that you weren't old enough to know the things that you know, Has anybody older than you, or maybe they weren't even that old enough? I mean, wait, maybe that they weren't that much older than you, because sometimes people can be about, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 years older than you, and they act like, like you don't know anything. And by the way, if you don't mind me asking your age, how old are you?
I'm 36 years old, sir.
Okay, so you an 80s baby. All right.
Yes, sir. 88.
All right. So you've you've lived through the crack era and all right. Okay.
I've seen the last of the real in the birth of the punks.
Okay.
My era in the early 90s was the birth of the punks. They didn't have, like, I don't mean to be negative. Like, for example, they play the knockout game now with old women and men. When I was a child growing up, they said, no, that motherfucker's not big enough.
Mm-hmm.
So it was different. But to your question, I've been in that situation on a job. And this is the truth. When I say I use the Bible, I use the scripture to my example. I was making $35 an hour. I was working about 4.5 years on this job. Mm-hmm. And the manager was intimidated by me because he seen my stature, he seen my intelligence, my demeanor, and he just kept trying, and he became very insulting. And the thing is, I was homeless after the decision I made. I knew what came along with walking away from it, and I knew it was going to happen if I stayed. I had to just walk away from the situation. The guy threatened me verbally and pushed me on the job. An Indian guy. Oh, you're nothing but a nigga. You don't even know how to work good. And I told him the truth. I said, you're just intimidated by me because you see, I come working for 4 years. I never showed up late. I don't ask for time off. You're intimidated because I do everybody's job by myself, which was true. The owner tried to get me to stay, but the way that guy acted, the manager, I was working for Cool Women Relations, it was horrible. The way he acted with me, I was making $35 an hour. It was the best money I ever made in my life, and I don't have children, so I was enjoying my life.
Yeah, that's at that age, that's decent money, for real.
I looked at him in his face, and I told him, I can destroy you with my words. If I put my hand on you, I'm going to fall into your trap because you think I'm a nigga. You think I'm an uneducated black person. Fuck you and this job. If I told him the truth, you've seen my skills, you've been to my fights. If I want money bad enough, I'll rob a drug dealer. I'll take it. Fuck you and his job. I walked away from that, and then I was homeless for about 1.5 years. And that actually showed me, and this is the truth, you have to be able to walk away from everything.
You do.
And it showed me out of my 8 brothers that it showed me just because somebody's your blood, your family, and the culture is going to separate you, but it doesn't make you family. That 1.5 years of my homelessness, I learned my brothers, they see me homeless, walk right over me.
But you know what? And
I love it though. I thank God for it because it showed me how it is to actually go through the fire and be fortunate, something beautiful. Most men who are capable of hurting people take pride in that. Their ego is the main thing that speaks. And I learned to control my ego. I learned that my ego can be the death of me.
It can. And
one quick correction with myself. I only had one honest person I have met that I know personally. You seem like an honest person, but I don't know you for years, so I can't just say you're 100% honest. But there's one person I have in my life, my god brother, Sean Lowe. This man I knew him the last 10 years, regardless about what I'm going through. He's a family man, like a man of stature. Like everything he talks about, I see he apply himself. I don't pick favorites, and that was the only person like I've seen as a man take care of real shit.
I can dig it. No,
it's different.
As you one thing about being an adult, being grown, or however you want to put it, is that you learn about what winning is and what losing is. And I'm glad that you brought up the whole ego thing, because it's hard to be an adult letting your ego run your life all the time. You know what I mean? Like I've been in similar situations that you were speaking about at your job. And I've learned that although I may have in the heat of the moment felt like I was getting over or getting by, or making sure I got somebody off my back by verbally getting into it and all of that, I had to realize later on that getting me up out of there might have been what they wanted all along. So if I give them the opportunity, if I quit on them, well, they wanted me gone anyway. So they win.
I don't look at it like that. I look at it like the universe is telling me when you were born, you're comfortable. The universe don't want you to be comfortable there. And the thing is, a lot of people don't realize this. I realized this through my homelessness before. Whether you're Queen Elizabeth or a homeless person in shelter, you're going to eat 3 times a day. You have free water. You're still going to live and have the same thing. So it's different.
Well, the reason I look at it like wins or losses is because I concentrate on what I want. So
yes,
if what I want is to keep my job, then nobody is going to make me lose my job through an argument or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not going to let my theory of wins and losses come through somebody else's eyes. It has to be what I want. Now, if I
don't mean to interrupt. That's when the decision making for me come into play. Whether me or my martial arts, being born in basic projects my whole life, born and raised, do I show them what real men do and put my hand on them, or do I walk away from the situation? Me slapping somebody or me just going about it the politically correct way is going to show them I'm a slave to their system. I'm going to do anything and everything just to fit in. No, I know this whole system is corrupt. We live in a country where if I try to rob you, you'll kill me, go to jail for manslaughter, but I could take a woman to the clinic and kill a baby and no repercussions. Like, it's different.
Well, you know, those are independent situations that can apply to different people's situations. So I'm not going to get into that. But I will say this. As an adult, I do think that you have to stand on whatever principles that you have.
Exactly. Now, if a man threatens you, you have the right, regardless about your religion or race. If a man physically touches you, you have the right from the creator to defend yourself. Now you have to make a decision. Like, it ain't about, oh, I'm a punk, I need my job. No, this man physically put his hand on me. So I know myself. I'm going to hurt you if I stay here.
Mm-hmm. See,
God said, if you don't work, forget him getting me out of my job. No, God said, if you don't work, you don't deserve to eat. A job is a job. I go work at McDonald's and shovel shit.
Mm-hmm.
No, so it has to do with what is meant for you. Those people, when they got that hatred, that's not a place with respectful person knowing that they have good intent and actually doing good. What respectful person will want to go through that and stay there? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not going to go ask them why you disrespected me. I don't give a fuck why you disrespected me. I know I'm not going to tolerate it. And me as a man, there's 2 things I can do. I can either exit the situation or I can make you stop talking like that. And that's when it comes down. We have to realize where we at. In this country, being black, look at us. Without even trying, we look like we work out every day. If God forbid, if we do something, we'd be under the jail before they fight for our innocence.
The only thing about it is, I want you to make sure that you always stand on your principles, but never cheat yourself out of chance to learn more principles. We don't always have it right. And one thing that all adults have to learn, and one of the things that I think is the hallmark of being an adult, is always keeping yourself open to verify what you think you already know, and to leave yourself open to learn a little bit more. So even though we may have different opinions from somebody else, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're all the way wrong. It doesn't mean that we're all the way right. We believe independently what we believe, and that's cool. But never cheat yourself out of a learning opportunity. The same way that you would never want to cheat anybody else out of a chance to learn from you. You know, knowledge is infinite, and we have an obligation to ourselves to test our knowledge of anything, even though it may be a situation where we have tested this time and time again, because the things that we know can work in some situations and it may totally fail in other situations. Like that's like a lesson that I learned when I was doing stand-up comedy. I might do three shows in a night. I've been on three stages. The first two stages I might have killed with the same set, the same jokes. And I might go to that third place and bomb or, not do as well.
Because the energy is not the same.
Well, the energy might have been the same, but yeah. Oh, you mean the energy of the crowd? Yeah, it might have been different. So you have to learn how to read the room. You have to learn, instead of just being so mechanical and feeling like you got this, you got this, you got this. Make sure that it's still is applicable in wherever you're going. So, but the problem can really come in when you really have got a situation well in hand and somebody is treating you like you don't have it. And it may be because they have years on you or because they used to take care of you or because of whatever.
Yeah, I go through that with my father that's on dialysis right now.
Okay.
My 8 brothers, because I was an anchor baby. He married my mother for citizenship in '88. And basically I was raised with my mom. And the thing is with my father, I go through that now with him, with my brothers, because I'm the youngest. They all view me like, oh, you're the baby, you're a child, you're a little brother. Like, no, we're grown men. They were shocked. We in a hospital, Long Island Jewish. My father's there on the bed. Most of my brothers there. I tell the doctor, listen, you have to take the DNA, you have to take the blood test to see which one of us is a match for the old man. My brothers look at me confused. What? Yo, we ain't going to do that. We got, shit going on. I said, listen, Pop abandoned me. He was never there for me. I ain't holding no anger or resentment towards him. We his sons. We came from his nuts. It's either I cut one of us open or the doctor gonna cut us open. The fuck? They looked at me like I was crazy. And the thing is, it's like, I use my older brothers as examples. I've seen them being very successful, but I see that they're not happy when they actually go and be like how most people won't walk away from a job. I done seen my brothers, since their mother is a white Spanish, they've been called spics on their jobs. And they stayed. No way possible. I was working for a company in New York, Lung Fire. The owner, not a manager, the owner called me a nigger. I sued him for $10,000. I'm not taking that.
Well,
but I see my brothers take it and stay on the job. Oh, it's a 32 BJ job. I'm getting $44 an hour. Yeah, but he called you a spick. Well, I'm the black brother, but I'm more mad for you. Like, come on, stand on something. They gained the world and they lost their soul. From my experience, I'd rather be a little homeless. I'd rather shine with the homeless before I shine with the filth. Because these people, they don't have a moral compass anymore. I feel most people.
Well, we're going to handle situations differently, but the fact that you can get a job, keep a job, and take care of other people definitely takes some adulthood to be able to do that. It definitely are the requirements for being an adult, but there are more requirements, and we may not always fulfill all of the requirements that it takes to be an adult. But when somebody's trying to undermine you, you might handle it in a different way. Like, for example, let's say let's do this. Let's say you work, you make your own money, you pay your own bills. Maybe you got your own spot. Maybe you have children, take care of them and all that kind of stuff. Most people would say that you are definitely grown by doing that. But what if you still have a child's mentality otherwise? Like,
that's one thing I learned, like me being 36, just because I'm out here, fornicating don't mean I'm grown. Who am I feeding? What responsibilities am I taking care of? And you hit it right on the head. Just because they're doing what some grown people do don't make a person grown.
Well, what I'm saying is this, though. Let's say, like I said, all of those things that I mentioned, let's say that you're doing all of those things, but you still have a child's mentality. And by what I mean by child's mentality, wait a minute. Let's say you do all of those things, you take care of your kids and all that kind of stuff, but maybe you don't know how to control your mouth. Maybe you feel like no matter what, you have to confront a situation verbally whenever somebody challenges you.
That's a child, because I'm prime example. I'm a child, and I was a child for a very long time. One thing I learned as a man, it has nothing to do when I'm not trying to disrespect women or downplay women. I was raised by females. So the way I thought every situation would go would be verbally getting louder, louder, and louder. I didn't learn a man in this angle or has a disagreement, if he can't get it through peacefully, just silent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I had to learn, like, not to be a kid. Like, me being the first out of my 8 brothers to graduate high school and college, I learned every human being, 49% of them have that it, which makes up their personality, which is the kid in them. God said, the scriptures is the best example. When you become a man, you put away childish things. I can't remember the last time I played a video game.
Wait a minute, I play video games.
I can't remember the time I did certain things. I'm not knocking it, but as a man, I can't do certain things anymore.
Okay. Well, learning how to exercise self-control is definitely an adult trait, and a lot of people make it through life without learning how to do it. And so you could argue on one side that you're grown, and somebody else might agree with that, but then on the other side, somebody might say, yeah, you got the size of an adult and you have a lot of the characteristics of an adult. So you could be like an adult doll, but what you don't have is the adult inside. You don't have what's inside, the fortitude, the integrity, the patience.
The thing is, it's a duality. It's hand in hand. If you look at my generation compared to your generation, like, can't see how I look physically, but I look like you. The thing is, I had a woman say this, because me and one of my female friends I train, we watch you all the time. And she said, they don't make men who look like you no more. And I said, what do you, like, I look like y'all? I said, what do you mean? She said, it's not just a look, it's that attitude that goes with it. It's both. My era is soft, where the man tries to look pretty and wear tight jeans and things like this nature. That's the regular man, but they know the difference when they see a man. Like, it's a difference. No, that's a man. Like, we have that. It's not just a physical thing. It's like both. It's a difference. Like, it's a lot of men walking around, but there's no real men. I don't know if that makes any sense.
No. There are a lot of males walking around.
Males, yes, sir. Thank you. This is what I mean. Yeah, like, this is what I mean. Like, when I was a little kid, it was the men that talked and looked like you. It wasn't just, oh, he got muscles and this. Nah. How's he talking? A person can look at you and feel threatened, but if they sit and talk with you, they say, no, the biggest threat from this person, not the physical part. That's the me. This is mine. That's what makes a man. And it's different. We don't have that anymore. We don't have nobody that's willing to go against the neighborhood. Guys in my project building don't like to talk to me for one reason. It was one time they jumped a guy. 8, 9 of them. They jumped it through and they bragging. I said, listen, it's 9 of you. You better whoop his ass. What the fuck you bragging for?
Ain't that something? That's some corny shit.
It's 9 against 1. Of course you're supposed to kick his ass.
You better.
Why are you talking like that? I said, listen, I don't gangbang none of that. When somebody come out here, they got a problem with the block, I defend the block because I live here. So I don't care if you blood or crip. But y'all ain't going to jump me. I'll kick all 9 of y'all asses. Because y'all punks. This generation now soft. Look how the men is like. The men used to look like men. Get off of work dirty. Feel proud of being dirty. I'm not trying to throw hate nowhere, but look at even the homosexuals compared to then to now. When I was a little boy, the homosexual men knew what they was doing was their choice. They didn't dress and try to make you feel that shit was okay. They said, you know what? Right or wrong, this is my choice. I'm still going to dress like a man. A bunch of the homosexuals in construction work over 250 pounds like me, looking big, but they was homos. But they was different. Now these new guys walk around with lipstick, showing these kids that it's different manhood. Just because the dude was a homo, didn't take him away. Nah, he's still a man because he ain't letting these kids see this shit. So forget how we feel. It's different era. It's different. I wish I was born in the 60s, because before the technology and the healthcare and everything got better, we as a people, we were better off. We loved each other. We loved each other before the programming hit. It broke my heart. The other day, I'm talking to my one of my teachers on a train, and a lady and her and a family's listening, and the lady's saying, "Oh, you have some kind of knowledge. Can I ask you a question?" I said, "Miss, listen to your kid. He knows better than you." They look at me like I was crazy. I asked the little kid one question. I said, "Little boy, you know about slavery?" He said, "Yes." I said, "What did they do to blacks?" He said, "They raped us. They killed us. We was working for free." I said, "Okay." I said, "What did black people do after the chains came off?" Then we did worse to each other. You see the news? The boy said, "Yeah, I see what's going on." I said, "So wasn't we safer when we had our chains?" The little boy said, "Yeah, when we were slaves, we wasn't killing each other." You know, it doesn't make sense to me sometimes. People know right from wrong, and the thing is, just because we come from a track record of a bunch of people doing wrong, we're just going to go along with the shit.
Mm-hmm.
I seen when I was a little kid, I seen real gangsters, regardless if they was doing negative shit, they didn't target squares. I mean, if they was robbing people, they didn't rob a guy that was working 9 to 5 and had a family. He was robbing other drug dealers, other gangsters in the game. He wasn't targeting somebody who couldn't hurt him back.
Like the original 50 Cent.
Yeah, like people were terrified of him. You going around, what is he doing? Oh, broad daylight. He doesn't give a fuck. Who is he with? He's with himself. Oh yeah, y'all gotta kill him. It was craziness. They don't like. It was different. Like, nah, I don't like. It was like, you ever seen that movie, The Professional, when he said no women, no kids?
Yeah.
This was a hitman killing people for money, but even then they had to harm him.
Yeah.
Same thing in the street nowadays. You get caught doing something to a kid, you go to jail. You lunch meat.
Well,
but we live in an era now where the men are not standing on business no more.
Well, there are a lot of negative influences out here, and when it comes to men and women nowadays, you're going to see a variety of some good things and some things that are really keep you scratching your head and questioning your whole existence out here. But but we have to concentrate on what we know is good and try to implement the whole each one teach one type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't expect everybody to have learned everything that we've learned the way that we've learned it. But before we even start thinking about that, we have to make sure that we have learned what we say that we have learned, because sometimes we can be tested on what we have learned and it don't come out right. It's funny. I wanted to piggyback on something that you said about the gay dudes. One of the biggest things that I've noticed about the gay dudes back in the day and the ones now, gay dudes back in the day used to keep money because they worked all the time. Work.
Discipline.
Yeah. These gay dudes now, they be broke, homeless. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? And to be honest with you, I think it's because before they had to establish themselves in a certain way. Like, you take the word pride and it had to apply to a lot of different things, because I never saw no gay bums back in the day. I never saw gay bums back in the day. And I don't mean bums on the street, but I mean bums on the street. I ain't see no bummy dressing gay dudes. I ain't see no job or always losing a job gay dudes.
The thing is, you have to understand, back in that era, they weren't safe to be gay. They had to keep that shit together. So now they have looking like that. Even it's deeper than a lot of people think. Look at the economy, how they have places just for them to go, places just for them to shop. They have a source of a revenue that they can get off them. Back then, it was like the Long Island Railroad. It was like being black. We better not catch a nigga out here. They were losing their lives back then. So whatever they did, they had to stay focused. They had to put up that front like they were the everyday regular man. So that is the difference now. They didn't have time or the freedom like how these homosexuals and some faggots now have the freedom to go and buy a wig and makeup and put this shit on. These wigs are not cheap. These wigs are not cheap. They out there spending their last on it. So it's different. Back then, it wasn't safe for them. They had to put up that front. One thing that I'll say, like, I love the Bible for my examples, because it's not, oh, you're gay, I hate you. No, I hate the act you're doing. That guy hates the act you're doing. When I was a little kid, I'm in a hospital room. My mother's in the emergency room. At the time, I didn't know what a straight gay was. Two gay men there. He see me and my brother crying, seeing two little kids hungry. They came in need. Oh, y'all want something to eat? My brother was about 15. He realized these guys was gay. My brother was quiet. He backed up. I'm a little boy. I just see two men. They go and buy me and my brother a whole chicken dinner for both of us. Oh, your mom and your dad's going to be okay. Don't worry about it. They didn't act gay. When I got older, their mannerisms wasn't gay, but they, like, I can tell he was two men in a couple, but they didn't act like that with me. So to each their own. That's why I say it's a difference between, like, a homosexual and a faggot. A homosexual is a person who just like the same thing. A faggot is a person when they try to be absurd and have a different nature. Oh, let me dress like a woman and shit. It makes no fucking sense. Makes no sense to what they are. I can't judge them, but to each their own. But it's different. Even though they were what they were, they knew the man, the working class man, is what I have to represent. So they kept that front. Now they're just free to be as evil and stupid as they want. Yeah. This country is honestly is very divided, and this is the truth. I don't see it getting any better. I love my land that I was born in. I could have been born in another country like my brothers, but I thank God I was born here. I love my land I was born on, but the way that my land conduct things, I don't agree with, and it's not correct. We let, like, prime example, like when it comes to the immigrant thing, a lot of people got the finger pointing at Mexicans, the illegal immigration, this and the third. Most people don't realize 65% of the illegal immigrants that come in this country come from an airplane. From Spain and Europe, and it's different now. We have a million imaginary borders here. You're straight, you're on this side. You're black, you're on this side. You're Spanish, you're on this side. And it's kind of messed up. They got us all confused. Yeah, they have us all confused. We don't have black leaders anymore and stuff. We don't have them anymore.
Well, there's some other things that you have to take into consideration when you start talking about how different things are. You have to factor into you have to bring into the equation the fact that the internet gives us a whole lot of, it makes us see a whole lot of things that we wouldn't have been able to see otherwise, not at the speed that we're seeing it. So we're getting so many different looks. So we're able to compare a lot more than we were able to compare before. So it looked like there were only a little bit of groups doing this, that, and the third back in the day because we couldn't see them all. Now we can see them all. And it seems like the market is flooded with everything that you wanted to see and everything that you didn't want to see. So it gives us a different perspective. And we think that things are progressing at a different rate when they may have already been doing the same things, but we didn't have access to that. Because I have to go to New York a lot and my people's living in Jamaica, Queens. I know the places that you're talking about when you say, Baisley Homes and all of that kind of stuff. I know where you're talking about.
Sir.
You know what I mean? I've been around the way. So,
yes,
so when you talk to me about that kind of stuff, I can visualize exactly what you're talking about. I can see the people, whereas somebody else who never been to New York or never been to that part of New York, they don't know exactly what you're talking about or where you're coming from. So I can understand your perspective. Had it not been for the internet, you and I probably would have never had a chance to get this, to have this conversation. Who knows if I would have ever had a show like this, whatever, where I'm expressing myself and you're expressing yourself and we're talking about a topic. So when you take all of those things into consideration, you have to consider the difference in the way that we see things in this world. And it doesn't necessarily mean that things are trending in the wrong direction, but they're trending in different directions that we can visualize. We just have to lock it down to what we want to see instead of taking all of the information that's not useful to us and putting it in places that are useful to us. So with that being said, with the whole being an adult thing, I know plenty of women who have to go through this thing. Similar to what we're talking about, where they may be holding it down for themselves and being forced into situations where they have to do what your mom had to do, having to take care of her kids on her own and doing the best that she can,
I'll be honest, women and men like that, honestly, are not men and women in me, those are children. because a woman. I was talking with one of my Muslim friends. I'm not a Muslim. I was talking with I read the Quran the same way I read the Bible and everything else. And a lady jumps in the conversation, and I asked her. I said, "Miss, are you married?" She said, "No." I said, "Is that your son?" She said, "Yes." I said, "How would you respond if I called him a bastard?" "Oh, it's gonna be a fight if anybody ever called my son a bastard." I said, "Miss, why you be mad because that's the label you gave him? You had a choice whether you wanted to open your legs in wedlock and give birth to a bastard or a child born in wedlock." Most people don't have that. They don't want to make a decision. It all comes to that decision. We all want to be grown to come to make grown people, decisions and stuff. Like, saying people, "Oh my God, I have unprotected sex. I caught HIV." I have no pity for you. Sex is for marriage. If you was married, you understand this person. Yeah, you're going to get HIV tested before you do things, but you just think it with your flesh. I feel no empathy for you. Fuck you. So I look at things different. Like nothing, like what you said, nothing is new. Whatever we're doing now, this is the only difference from now and then. Because of the technology advancements, the evil things that people do is just spread faster. Instead of just being secluded in one town, they seen this is okay. Guess what? Now they can send tranny pictures and gay pictures of parties to every country in the world in 5 minutes, and everybody can start doing this shit now. Back then, everything was just done on a smaller scale. Technology, I feel honest, it just made things worse. The last 100 years, Einstein made the atom bomb by accident. We have cures for diseases now that the government tell you they don't want to cure. So the advancement just made things worse. I feel technology didn't help us at all. It made us worse as a people because it made us dumber. It got us from the connection that make us human beings. Most people just live on their phones.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's when the choice. You have to be an adult. Okay, an adult. It's time for this. It's time for that. Most people don't. Not having a good example is not an excuse. We know right from wrong.
Well, me and you differ on a lot of things, but we also agree on a lot of things too. It may be the case, and I never thought I would hear myself say something like this. It may be the case that I'm a little bit more accepting of certain situations or people than you are, and that's okay. One thing that I've had to learn over the years is just because I don't fuck with it, just because I don't like it or approve of it, doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad thing, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it doesn't work. It just may mean that that's not for me. A lot of things aren't for me, like liverwurst or black licorice. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
For the next man, that might be they shit. But regardless,
the difference is when it comes to people like you or my friend I got right now, my friend I learned from named Kevin, Mr. Kevin. It's how can I say it? It's y'all the finished product. It's a difference. I'm 36 years old. I'm very humble. I know whatever I'm going to gain in my strength, I'm going to lose in my weakness one day. And the thing is, it's about becoming the finished product. I'm not going to have a conversation with a person unless I can learn from them. When I see men like you and my friend Kevin and my god brother Lo, is like, y'all the finished product where I'm trying to get to. So it's like, I know I have my kind of views because I'm still young. 36 is, I'm a baby. Regardless of what I'm capable of or how I look, I'm still a fucking baby. Whatever I'm doing now, y'all done did 15, 20 years ago. So it's like, y'all the finished product. I wish one day I could get to the level of maturity because even you, prime example, I see how some people sometimes play with you with the things they say online. You don't reply to them in the way that I would. So the way that you reply with a smile and a laugh, you laugh it off. I'm not there yet. Hopefully I will be. But it's like y'all the finished product that I'm trying to reach. Because when I was a little kid, I seen men like y'all that I looked up to. Y'all were the supermen, men who talk like y'all and then just look like y'all. Y'all proved it. So it was like y'all the finished product that I want to be like. So I appreciate what you do.
That's what's up,
There's
man.
a difference.
But
you can be somewhere right now getting drunk, doing something, doing drugs, partying, but you're over here trying to give other people knowledge. You don't like this is something you're doing for like you're not becoming a millionaire with this. You're doing this because it's something you love to do. Iron sharp as iron. So it's like, hoorah. That's all I can really say. Hats off to you.
Well, I appreciate that. I really do, man. And listen, I gotta let you go, but I appreciate you calling in.
Yes, sir.
And yo, man, I mean, stay the course because you have a lot of good ideas, and I like the way that you are. And we need more people out here who stand on principle and who believe in right and wrong and doing the right things and all of that, man. But keep learning, keep growing, and keep proving and keep showing.
I don't have no choice.
No doubt,
I don't
man.
have no choice. You have a blessed one, brother. I appreciate your time.
You too, man. Thanks for calling in. And do
God
so
bless you and
and do
listeners.
so anytime. Don't hesitate.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Peace.
Peace.
Good shit right there. Good shit right there. I thoroughly enjoyed that call. You know, you never know where a person is gonna come from, as far as their perspective is concerned. And when we start talking about, declaring that you're grown or that you got it like that, that is a perspective issue with a lot of people. Like, whereas somebody may not consider you to be polished or grown or ready or prepared or whatever, and you might feel like, I know some things that you don't know that I know, and I'm more ready for the world than slow singers with Jerry curl juice. You know what I mean? But everybody's going to get their chance on stage. Everybody's going to get a chance to show and prove. And as a show business reference, you may do well on stage. It doesn't mean that you sang every song right or you performed every instrument correctly. It happens. Doesn't mean that just because you didn't do everything perfect that it wasn't a good show. Doesn't mean that you didn't show out well, and it doesn't mean that you are not who you say you are, what you're trying to be. It doesn't mean that. You could be well on your way. But when we start talking about, somebody yelling out, listen, I originally started to name this show I'm a Grown Ass Man. But YouTube, if I put ass in there or whatever, then I think this show is going to get flagged anyway, but I ain't want them to do it out the gate, but even before the shit even finish uploading. But there may be times in your life when you have to tell somebody, listen, I'm a grown ass man. You know what I mean? Don't be trying to young boy me. Don't be trying to treat me like I'm some kind of sucker or some kind of greenhorn, some kind of rookie. You know what I mean? No. I've been starting on this team for years. Don't do that just because I may have missed an assignment or I don't do things the way that you do it. Don't mean that I'm too young or that I'm not ready. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you are an expert or a champion or pro. It doesn't necessarily mean that. So when it comes, whether it's your parents, your aunts and uncles, now I ain't going front. Sometimes, just as a respect factor, you may let your parents, there's something about living great aunts and uncles that for some reason makes you let them have their way. Even though they may be talking some off the wall crazy shit, you just be like, yeah, you right, Unc. All right, auntie, I guess I see. Okay, all right. I don't know why, or a grandparent. We just, even more than our parents. Now, is it just me? Because if it's just me, all right, whatever. But even more than our grandparents, it feels like we let our great aunts and grandparents kind of get out of here, you pipsqueak. You don't know what you talking about. Like, what you talking about? Like, you don't know how to raise no kids. Like, my kids grown. They got kids. It's a respect thing. And it doesn't mean that just because you live to be in your 80s, it doesn't mean that you got everything right. It means that you survived through everything you got right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? But that your grandparents, your great aunts and uncles or whatever, that's one thing. You might not be trying to hear this shit from the old head on the job that's really mad because you came in making his salary. or more. You the young hot shot, straight out of high school, straight out of college, straight off the block or whatever, and you just happen to be able to get on the job at the same time when the raises were being given out or the increases in salary, and you commanded that pay, and he been working here 30, 40 years. And he trying to tell you how to do this, that, and the third, not acknowledging the fact that you got hired to do your job. He trying to tell you how to do your job, and your job ain't even his job to tell you to do. You know how, like, for example, I'm a manager at my job, and people always try to, hold on.
You have a call from.
All right, hold on a second. Hold on. I got you. One thing about tenured employees who are not in management, they always feel like managers, supervisors, leads, or whatever. They always feel like they don't know. They always feel like they don't know how to do the job, or they don't know anything on the job. So they always getting hazed. It's like managers and supervisors sometimes feel like substitute teachers. You know how we used to do substitute teachers. You trying to convince a substitute teacher that y'all eat lunch 3 times a day. Like, yeah, we get lunch breaks, more than once a day. Same thing that subordinates would try to do with a new supervisor, a new manager, whatever. They want them to know as little as possible so they can shit on them and, and have their way. I ain't even mad at them. But you got to be a grown-ass man or a grown-ass woman about it and recognize, I realize y'all not going to teach me what I need to know in order to instruct y'all. I get it. But we are going to be respectful. I am grown. I am experienced. I do know what I'm doing, and I'm going to show you. So you're going to have to give me the opportunity to be able to show you, because you didn't hire me for this job. My bosses hired me for this job, and I'm going to do it. So you can try to young boy me or young girl me all you want. It's not going to work. I'm still going to push through, and I'm still going to get this job done. And you'll respect me later on. And that later on, you'll be talking about some, for his age, he's doing really well. He's wise beyond his years. No, I was wise beyond my years when I first started here, but you wasn't trying to see that. I get it. But it might not be a good idea to declare yourself grown. I'm a grown ass man. If you don't go somewhere with that bullshit, go somewhere with that bullshit. Your own head, go ahead with that. Your time is past. You don't want to do that, because that's not a good trait of an adult. Being an adult has nothing to do with being offensive or dismissive. All right, caller. The last number is 2687. Welcome to the Urban Therapy with Sun show. Thank you for calling in. What's on your mind this afternoon? What's good?
Son, it's Joe Bravo.
My man, how you feeling today, sir?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Feeling like a real man should. You already know.
Yes, sir. I really say with this topic here, it's very situational, depending on who you are and what you got going on. Because it's really depending on what you're doing. And like, I already have people try me and try to like little boy me and little kid me. And I mean, even when I'm making mistakes as well, because it's really about accountability and integrity. Like, if you're able to be an adult about it and admit you're wrong before somebody say, "Oh yeah, you wrong," this, that, and the other. Yeah. And then it's like, what else can you really say? You can't little boy me because I told you what happened. And then as well, I mean, I'm not saying, oh, you have to be pretty or ugly, but like, if you look like you take care of yourself, you look like you're about your business, no pushover. Unless someone is looking for trouble, they're not typically going to try you.
Yeah, that's true. But there's a respect factor there. The only way you're going to try to undermine somebody because of their age is if you don't think that they're respectable at the age that they are.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. But the question becomes, well, what do I have to do to be worthy of respect to you? And is it reasonable? You know what I mean? Because if being worthy of respect to you means that I got to treat you like a king when you're not even worthy of being a duke, we might have a problem. You know what I mean? It's not about me submitting to you or bowing down to you. That's not, you're not going to respect me because I bow down to you. You're going to claim superiority because I did that. So what else can we do? What common ground can we find? Which ways can we learn to exist without having to go there? That's what we might have to identify.
It's just really dealing with people who like you and care about you for who you are. They don't want you to be someone that you're not and conform to them. It's really relationships, friendships, no matter what. If that person don't want you to not, I mean, if that person wants you to change who you are and not do the things that you do and be who you are, they're not for you. That's not your people. And that's the thing. It's a lot of people pleasers. That's why we get to, oh, I got to remind you that I'm a grown-ass adult. You are a grown-ass adult. You need to remember that on your own, and you're free to do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
If you feel like they're not treating you like a grown-ass adult, leave them alone. Step away from the situation.
Yeah.
Like an adult would.
And I agree with that. I totally agree with that. So there's so much trial and error that has to be taken into consideration when you start talking about who's grown and who's not. And we all learn at certain areas, at certain times in our lives. Like you may know how to do something, or you may understand the way that something works way more than somebody who is twice your age, knows how to do or understands it. You know what I mean? Does that make you growner than them? No. Does it mean that they've never learned anything in all of their years, even though they lived twice as long as you? No, it doesn't mean that. And what a good example of that is cell phones.
Yep.
Old heads have a hard time, not all of them, but a lot of them have a hard time with cell phones. They don't know how to use them that well.
Computer, cell phone, anything tech.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, anything technological. It's a struggle. They go back to the days of speaker wire and and antennas. You know what I'm saying? Like
analog.
Yeah. I mean, real shit. You know what I mean? They don't understand HDMI and optic. The optic tape, fiber optic. They don't understand all that shit, and that's cool. That's cool. It doesn't make you more advanced than they are. You grew up with that technology. You know what I mean? Speaker wire may be harder for you than it is for them. You know what I'm saying? Like they know how to work a Sony Walkman. You might not know how to work a Sony Walkman. You didn't grow up with that, but you grew up with how to drag song tracks onto a playlist. They might not know how to do that. It might be a lot harder for them. So it's different. It's different, but you have to learn how to find a way to respect each other and appreciate each other for what they bring to the table. And it really shouldn't be that hard. It really should. It shouldn't be all that hard, but it gets hard. It gets harder for certain people because they may be resistant. Sometimes older people, not all of them, probably not even half of them, but for some older people, they may live vicariously through you, but in a negative way. Like, yo, if I was their age, I would do this, or I would have been doing this, or maybe I was doing this, that, and the third, and I don't think that they going in the right direction or whatever. Okay, that's an opinion. Even if it's an opinion based on, rooted in fact, it doesn't put you in a position where you should be disrespectful of other people's journey. You know what I'm saying? So we got to learn better than that.
No, again, what you're saying, we all grow. We are constantly growing. And we may grow in different areas of life. Just because you're showing in one subject don't mean you're not showing in every subject. Someone else could be showing another subject that you're very weak at.
Yeah.
We all have like checks and balances, and I mean, we could all grow and improve any and everything that we want and can. So it's just a matter of running your race and growing in whatever area you want to grow in. That's like with the tech thing. Anybody can learn tech. I'm 24. I'm going on YouTube and learning certain things for certain time of tech. So I'm constantly learning.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, bam, I learned that. I got it in my back pocket now. So it's like, keep going. And then as well, what you were saying with like some of the older folks, they be hating on the younger. Oh, I would have did this. I would have did that.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you go out and help someone that's younger? Go and do what you trying to do. Or go out and do it yourself. You still here. You could do it. We're stopping you.
Yeah, they could.
I mean, they stopping them own selves because they're sitting there worried about what someone else is doing. Why worry about what someone else is doing? Unless you're helping, or unless you want to do it yourself. Again, so in growing in certain areas don't mean you're an actual grown adult. A grown adult by our age in terms of 18, then when you legal, 21. But
Yeah.
age is really just, it's more than a number, but it's very, very subjective. Because everyone are at different points in their lives. We got people out here that don't have mental stability, that move around like they children. It's just a lot of things that can and does go on in life. You got people that's in and out of jail, that's been institutionalized, that has no idea what's going on in this adult world. So it's like, you could be a grown adult, but that don't mean your mentality is of a grown adult. You could be a grown bum.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, it is just like,
yeah, go ahead.
age, yeah, you're an adult, but the way you do things is childish. In a dictionary way. That's lack of accountability, lack of just being integrable for yourself and your life.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. What do you, at this stage in your life, what do you consider an adult to be? Somebody who considers themselves to be grown. What should they be doing? What should they know? How should they be? What's your snapshot of a grown person?
Me, a grown person is someone that's accountable, honest. As well as that, like just being a humble, regular person that is sensible, like, oh, I could deal with you. Oh, yeah, that's a good person. Like, in terms of mentality, if you're saying that, like, I'm looking for one that's just accountable, that's just honest, that has integrity. That, oh, yeah. Because, that's all it's about. Really, everything else is hearsay. I'm not looking to tell no one how to live their life, or you need to be this, or you need to make this amount of money. I'm not going to put what society has put forward, because that ain't like, I'm a person that's really just walking with God. I'm on God's side. I'm not, oh yeah, you need to be a person that's making this amount of money, or I don't want to deal with no bogus people, of course. So like, people put too much speculations and everything. If you good people, you good people.
Right.
But it speaks from the terms of being an adult. You're accountable, you're honest, you have integrity, dependable.
But let me ask you this. Let me ask you a few quick questions about adulthood. And I want you to answer these. Just a few quick ones, because I got to do these birthday shout outs and get out of here. But I want to ask you these few quick questions. And you can take time to think about them for a second. But I kind of want to run them all fast. Okay. Do you think that all right, let's start at the top. Can you still live with your parents and be grown?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Can you have children of your own that you're not providing for financially and be grown?
A grown bum, yeah. You still grown, but you're grown.
You still grown? Okay.
Now, mentality wise, but age wise, you do some grown people shit.
Okay. Can you be an adult but mess around with people who are way younger than you. And now I ain't even just talking about it in a sexual way. Let's say you're you 40 years old, but you hang around a bunch of 20-something-year-olds. Are you grown?
It depends.
What does it depend
It depends on our dynamic. What is the dynamics about? Is this a actual reciprocal? Okay, I'm bringing forth knowledge to these young folks, and they're actually receiving and understanding where I'm coming from. Or are you that big homie that's on the bike telling the little homies to go get the guns or go fight on these dudes? So it's,
Yeah.
dependent. But I mean, because I myself, I know people that's way older than me. I've always been the youngest person in the room, meaning I'm always learning.
Mm-hmm.
I won't sit there and be like, oh, how old are you? I don't care how old you are. I'm here to learn because I'm doing it's something that I need to learn. And I'm dealing with you because you obviously know what I need to learn. So, yeah, it's really just, okay, depending on who that elder is. Are they an actual elder that's here to teach or an actual elder that's here to destroy?
Okay. Can you be grown and not have a driver's license? Or not be able to drive a car? Let's put it that way.
I mean, kids know how to drive cars.
I'm just saying. Just saying. Can you be grown and not know how to drive a car?
No, you don't got to be grown. No, I was driving 14, 15. I had my license 16. Well, learning permit 16.
Okay. But can you be grown and not know how to drive a car?
You shouldn't be. I mean, I've heard some cases, but typically, no.
Okay. All right. Okay. Can you be grown and have never had a place of your own? Like, you may have lived away from home, but your name has never been on a lease or a mortgage or nothing like that. Can you be grown?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I'm born in 2000, so I've seen the rent get crazy as hell. You got rent beating mortgage right now.
Okay.
So, hey, get in where you fit in. If you paying the bills, it don't matter. If you paying your way, you grown.
Okay. Can you be grown and not know how to swim?
I know how to swim. So, I mean, yeah, you could be grown and not know how to swim. You ain't fucking that water. You scared of it.
Okay. Can you be grown? I believe I'm gonna ask you this because I think I know how you gonna answer. Can you be? All right. Can you be grown and still use young people drugs?
Yeah. I'm telling you, I'm some other great uncle. He like 73 or 4, maybe even 4. He partaking that cannabis, man.
But cannabis is not a young people. That's not the young people drugs I'm talking about.
What young people drugs you talking about?
Like pills, like pills, like K2. You know what I mean? Drugs that really no old head should be experimenting with this.
Even if you're young, you should.
I'm just saying. I'm just asking.
Hey, I grew up in the projects. We seen crackheads real life in the trash cans. That made me scared. We cool on anything white. Anything white is enough.
Can you be grown and still sell drugs hand to hand?
You shouldn't, but yeah, unfortunately.
So you could be grown and still be out on the block.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm with his OGs.
I'm just saying. I'm just asking the question. Just asking.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go through all of or most of the things that people disqualify people for being grown. You know what I'm saying? So I just want, you know, I know you're a lot younger than me. You know what I mean? So I wanted to hear from your perspective. All right. Let me see. Can you be grown and have never been in a fist fight?
Yeah, unfortunately, depending on where you grew up at.
It's amazing that people can make it all the way to adulthood. I'm like, what do you mean you never fought? Like, you ain't never been forced to fight. Nobody put hands on you. Like, how do you do it? I know people who have done it, and I'm like, how? Yeah, I mean, it's
4, 5, and 6 fighting.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me see. Can you be grown and still dress? All right, let me put it. Can you be grown and dress like one of these young girls and be out here twerking?
Mentality wise, no. But yeah, you shouldn't be.
Can you be grown and listen to Sexy Red?
I mean, yeah.
No, you can't, sir. You cannot be grown. I'm not allowing it. No Sexy Red, no Glorilla, no Cardi B, nothing.
I mean, at your age, yeah. You like, what? I know 20-something guys listen to that Sexy Red, you know?
Okay.
30-something.
Can you be grown? Can you be grown and still have and not wear a belt and have your pants hanging off your ass?
There's people older than me not wearing belts, having their pants up there. So unfortunately, yes.
Okay.
They in the childish lane mentality, but their age, they gone.
Okay. All right. Let me see. I want to do one final question. Can you be grown and get a tramp stamp?
That's what 18-year-olds and 20-somethings wait for. You get to that age, I'm grown now, right? It's the thing, it's the action. It is a grown adult action, but the mentality behind it, is it a grown adult mentality behind it or a childish mentality?
Okay, cool. All right, I think that completes. Whoa. Nope. Can you be grown and have a mouth full of gold? Can you wear a grill and be grown?
That's how the feathers be coming. I mean, all of the feathers, goatee, goals, everything. Yeah, I'm not gonna knock it, honestly. Because I mean, I don't. Yeah. I mean, my casualty behind the can, but I mean, yeah, I really don't care for it.
Can you be grown and have fake eyelashes the size of a porch awning?
I can't stand it, but yeah. That's the way you do it. I mean, if we going off an age, yes. That's how it is, like, childish.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. That's going to conclude. That concludes my little grown man or woman test. You know, I just wanted to put a couple of things out there, see what we looking like. Listen, man, I appreciate you calling in as always, and please never hesitate to call in. It's always good to hear your voice. It's always good to hear your choice. So I want you to have a great day.
Thank you. You as well. You have a good Sunday.
All right, man. Take care.
Peace. Take care.
No doubt. It's my man, Jeff Guapo. Appreciate all of y'all. I want to tell y'all that before I do these birthday shout outs. But it is time to do these birthday shout outs. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious audience. February 2nd, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special because they are special because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box, Chantel Monica. Oh, I'm sorry, Manka. Happy birthday to you. And Dante Ben. Happy birthday. And Jay Fife. And my girl, go-getter Monique Whittington. Happy birthday to you. And Esther Maria Campusano. Happy birthday. And also Queen Shun, so in love with me. Happy birthday. And last but not least, but first on my list, my girl. Grown woman, don't try me. Grown woman, don't. Grown woman, don't try, yo. Don't even try to ask me why, yo. I appreciate you coming through, and I see that it's birthday time for you. Yeah, I hope you have this one and many more, and I hope they all are exciting, never a bore. Take a tour through the rest of your mind, the universe, but I always want to make sure that you come first. So happy birthday to you and all of yours. You know how we do, yo. You like my boy, but you're a woman, grown woman, don't try. And I understand that, respect it to the sky, never coming down. Yeah, there won't be no frown, and I'm glad that you're part of the crew, always around. Yeah, so I want to give this birthday shout out, and yo, you remember that is no doubt. So happy birthday, I said, happy birthday, I said, happy birthday, happy birthday, grown woman, happy birthday, and many more. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all and anybody else. Oh, my late great Uncle Horace Games, happy birthday to you. And anyone else out there who shares this birthday on this glorious February 2nd, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally, all of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud, just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out. Rock on and do the damn rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing, you do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings, you do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. Anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and go hard, go for yours, and grown woman, grown man. I don't know if you do want to or even if you can. Take a stand on principle. I ain't talking about the one that runs the school, the one that rejects the fool. And it ain't cool when you act your age, and that the age is sort of like your shoe size. And I devised the scheme to get paid by any means, but it's more than the money that you make. For God's sake, you gotta act awake, even if you don't like to be woke, because you on some Republican shit. I hope you choke on some. No, let me slow it down. We gonna have to do this thing. I ain't messing around. A grown woman, a grown man is one who makes sure that they do things and devise a plan to be better than they were before. So they keep their mind open, make sure that they are scoping for a better way to live and a better way to teach. And they try to make sure that they always reach out and grab somebody to learn something. And I'm going to do this thing all the time. There's no fronting. And I'm going to make sure that I'm going to represent, because grown women, grown men are heaven sent. And we ain't got everybody out here that's taking care of their biz. You know what time it is. Yo, see y'all tomorrow night, Monday going into Tuesday. Yeah, that's right. Y'all know how we do it on a daily basis. Hit that goddamn like button. You fix your faces. Fix your face, goddamn it. Yo, let's get it right. I'ma see y'all. Yeah, tomorrow night. Might even throw a little short up on the tube. I'ma think about it right now. Want to be rude. Hey, yo. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night, Monday, going into Tuesday, 2 a.m. in the morning. So make sure y'all come on through. Hit the like button before y'all go out. Hit the like button before y'all go out. And let's see the results. Let's see damn. This shit was dead even on the poll. 24 votes. When we were asking about, can you be considered to be a full-grown adult if you still live at home and don't pay any bills? 50%. So that 12 people said yes, and 12 people say no. So we are divided right down the middle on this issue. We are divided right down the middle on this issue. So, hey, well, that kind of lets you know there's different criteria for different people about what being grown is. But make sure you do whatever you think that you should be doing in order to be grown. Don't disqualify yourself by not qualifying yourself. All right, y'all. Like I said, hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, we are out of here. Y'all have a wonderful day. Peace.